Welcome everybody to the most must-see WWE main event recap you will ever hear, at least in podcast form. What's up everybody? DJ Cass, of course your boy, is back here with you to discuss WWE main event. Again, we go through this every single week. Every single week we talk about this show. The same people, if you want to save yourself some grief, if you want to save yourself some time and headache of actually having to watch the full shows of Raw and SmackDown, unless you're that crazy as a wrestling fan, then just watch WWE Main Event, the quickest, best 40 to 45 minute show. You get some recaps and you get two good matches, hopefully. Alright, people, so let's go ahead and get into this WWE Main Event, which was July 23rd, 2020. We kicked off tonight's episode with, once again, my favorite girl, Bianca Belair, taking on a returning Jessi Kamea. And again, I'm going to actually leave that match down when I finish this guy. I'm pretty sure I'm saying her name wrong. But yeah, hopefully. And of course, we have the best part, of course, Tom Phillips and the self-proclaimed, because Tom Phillips couldn't stop saying it, United States Champion MVP were on commentary, of course. MVP, of course, with his signature saying, I wave my hand back and forth. I wave my hand back and forth. Whenever Bianca Belair comes out, it's absolutely hilarious. Just good stuff from him. But yeah, Bianca Belair versus Jessi Kamea, which this match to me was weird because I actually have thought Jessi Kamea looked much better in the Shayna match than she did against Bianca Belair. I don't know if it was because of an experience issue from both women, because these are two women who are both homegrown PC performance talents, and you can definitely tell that they like Jessi Kamea. Like, they definitely like her work. I'll give her this, she's tall, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, this once again was pretty much just another Bianca Belair showcase, as it's been every time. I've been recapping this show for a month now, and it's literally Bianca Belair versus somebody. At least, I will give them this. During this match, they actually acknowledged, at least Tom Phillips, acknowledged on this past Monday Night Raw, apparently, and I didn't see it, but apparently Bianca Belair made a return and was hanging out with Ruby Riott to take on the Iconics, which Tom Phillips actually mentioned that, so I'm glad that they're actually weaving in some Raw and SmackDown, or at least a little bit of Raw. Like, I mean, they're at the PC, and it's like, if you're gonna mention that Bianca's been on Raw to Ruby Riott, then you might as well just mention it here. But yeah, this match was fine, but you could like definitely tell like Jessi Kamea, like you could tell the greenness. Like, there was like one instance like where she rolled to her back, and like Bianca Belair hit like a senton, where it's like you knew that she rolled to her back, but the camera caught it, so she was supposed to, like, what I'm saying is, like, she was supposed to, I'm pretty sure you guys know, she was supposed to, like, roll on her stomach so y'all could get the scent on the back, but she did it so fast that the camera caught it. So, there's definitely some greenness, but here's the thing, I do like her, but you can also tell that they like her because they keep bringing her in for stuff. But again, as long as Bianca Belair keeps getting wins, I'm completely fine with this. This was harmless. Again, this has been one of the good things about WWE Main Event as far as the PC era of WWE, where yes, we definitely have been seeing the same people in and out. But what's good about it is that people like the Tootie Miles, the Denzel Desjardins, and the Jessi Kameas of the world actually have a good opportunity to, like, you know, like get their reps in. Because honestly, Jessi Kamea needs to be in there. With somebody like a Bianca Belair or a Shayna Baszler. So yeah, good stuff overall. We then up next got one of our first of four recaps, which they actually recapped the Intercontinental Championship match between Matt Riddle and AJ Styles, which I actually did watch. And I am actually very surprised that nobody say, Matt Riddle's done, he got pinned clean. I personally, when I watched it, had no issue with Matt Riddle taking a clean pin, because it was a case like where he got caught because he was too good of a wrestler for his own good. And I just took it as like AJ Styles was just a better wrestler on that night. So yeah, I had no issue with that. Now, if they would have done a thing like where Matt Riddle loses because of Baron Corbin, then takes it into days, we got a problem. But yeah, they recapped that. So we'll see what comes of that. Next thing that was recapped on this show was the horrific finish to the Asuka versus Sasha Banks match with this special on Extreme Rules, which I did watch and I thought it was a very good match overall. And they recapped the segment, which of course Stephanie McMahon, God help us, was back on the screen and pretty much saying, Sasha, you didn't win, but Asuka, you didn't win. So next week we're gonna have a match on Raw to determine who is the real Raw Women's Champion, which I find funny because if you all remember, like apparently Vince's thing is like he hates the word bacon, so he's just like, we're gonna hold the title up in a pants. They didn't say that shitty word here, but thank goodness they didn't do that. And of course, they also recapped the Bayley versus Kairi Sane match, which I'm actually a little intrigued by because I saw a little bit of the match here, which was very good from what I saw. So I'm probably going to go back and watch that when I can. And then, of course, Kairi Sane pins the SmackDown Women's Champion, and Kairi Sane's on her way out. Okay, whatever. Then, of course, after this, we got our second match of WWE Main Event, which was a rematch, people. Humberto Carrillo versus Riddick Moss. These guys, to be honest, had a very good match last week on Main Event. So when I heard they were going to do a rematch this time, I'm like, I mean, I saw it last week, but honestly, these guys work so fast that it could possibly be good. And this match was actually, I felt much better than last week because if there's one thing that MVP and Top Fellas keep hyping up about Riddick Moss is that this dude is fast. Like, there was like a point like where, of course, they were doing like the spot where one opponent runs the ropes, the other guy jumps up, the other guy runs the ropes. But this time, they did the same thing that they did last week, but Humberto Carrillo kind of like caught Riddick Moss with a missile drop kick to the, not missile drop kick, but just with a front face drop kick to the face. And then just wailed on, like, these dudes were beating the crap out of each other for the most part. And Riddick Moss, like, he was just, you can tell this dude played football because he was just ragdoll Carrillo any way he could. He threw him there, he threw him in the air, he threw him yonder, he just would not stop. And then eventually, like, Carrillo would actually get the advantage. I believe, like, there was actually a point, like, where Carrillo got the advantage from a side headlock, but then Riddick Moss was so fast, he literally like pushed towards the ropes and then dropped him on his damn back again. Like, this was a classic like big man versus high flyer match if you ever saw one. But then of course, like Riddick Moss, he would finally get the upper hand, and he would finally do that. The spinning faceplant neck breaker is what I'm gonna call it. Apparently that's been his finish. And Humberto Carrillo once again gets pinned by Riddick Moss on Main Event, which again doesn't really matter, but yeah, good for Riddick Moss finally getting a win. Again, Riddick Moss is good. He's a good athlete. It's just they talk about it like kind of funny. He keeps bringing up the fact that Humberto Carrillo goes one-on-one with the former 24/7 champion Riddick Moss, and I keep saying I'm like that means anything, but at least it's something. All right. But yeah, there was that. I will say this, I do not need to see this match again, so hopefully we get something new next week. But yeah, I'm about to go real like this guy. Good athlete, but man, this dude's so vanilla, it's ridiculous. It's too bad that he couldn't grow a beard because right now he just looks like a complete white meat baby face, and I don't know if that's a good thing for him. Yeah, big win for Riddick Moss. Another thing, our next recap on the show actually was it was the Drew McIntyre Dolph Ziggler segment, which I did not watch, but they recapped it here. I had absolutely no interest in Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler, but I did think that the match was good that they had this past Sunday at Extreme Rules. I mean, the horror show at Extreme Rules before Vince gets on me. And then when I heard that these guys were having a rematch, I'm like, again? Can we not just get to Randy at this point? Now, I did find this funny. This is actually interesting. And maybe you guys can comment for me in the comment section when you hear this, because I need to get clarification. So when they finished up the recap, the graphic said this next week on Raw, Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre Drew picks the stipulation, but it wasn't a title match. Tom Phillips said that this time Drew McIntyre would get to pick the stip without the gold on the line. And I swear, the day after Raw, when I woke up, I saw 2 title matches advertised for this Monday night on Raw. But Tom Phillips is on here on Main Event saying that no, it's a non-title match. The gold won't be on the line. So I was like, is it a title match or is it not a title match? I'm gonna let you guys explain that one for me because maybe I missed something. Up next, and I really want to get through this quick, they recap that stupid eye for an eye match with Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins. I watched it. It would have been a great first blood match. If it was honestly a first blood match, that would have been match of the night because those dudes were using everything. But they were hampered with that stupid stiff eye for an eye. And apparently the thing going around like where it's like Vince saw what they were going to do with the CGI thing, and he just didn't like it, so he chickened out. But yeah, honestly, that would have been a great first blood match if it was first blood. But no, they didn't do that. Alright, final recap of the show as I'm wrapping up here. It was the unsanctioned match, Randy Orton and The Big Show. People, listen. I've been watching WWE for over 12 years now. These guys, Big Show and Randy, are pretty much my era of WWE superstars, which I grew up watching. I honestly should have been excited for this, but it's Randy Orton versus The Big Show in 2020. And it's like, I'm watching the recap of this unsanctioned match. I'm going to probably go back and watch it full, but I'm just going to tell you right here, it did not look good. It looked very slow. It looked like anything that you would see out of a mid-2000 hardcore match between 2 old veterans. And it's like it's the old guard in the main event. And I love Big Show, but man, Big Show looked out of it. Like he's definitely good. He's definitely good in shape, but it's like you can tell he's moving slow. And then of course, as we all know, as soon as Big Show missed and landed on the table, Randy took over with chair shots. And of course, he punted him in the head, which I'm very happy that every time Randy Orton goes for the punt, he does the slap at the thigh because he's that great. And that's how main event ended. Again, as I cover these week to week, I just like to cover the fact that I'm watching some good, decent enhancement matches with recaps of stuff because there are actually good workers on this show that I just wanted to see how they're doing and how their progress is going. Alright, people, that is it. This has been the WWE Main Event Recap. I am DJ Cass. Leave a comment in the comment section. Leave a like or dislike, people. Your feedback really matters to me. Let me know how I'm doing, and let's see if we need to keep this going for another month based on the reviews I've been doing. But yep, that is it, guys. I am DJ Cass, and I will see you around. Later days.